11 morning. Welcome. It is Dean Blundell Company. It is Wednesday. It is the 5th day of August. It is 14 degrees right now. High of 25 later on today. Even up to 27. Nice day today. Then 27 tomorrow. 26 Friday. 27 Saturday. 25 Sunday. No rain. As Shannon Hoon from Blind Melon would say. Rest in peace. Yeah. So let's get to James won yesterday 2-1. Take the first two against Twins 2 more. Or sorry, 3-1. Take the first two against Twins. We get 2 more coming up in the next couple of days. And then something I'm really excited for, something I'm specifically jazzed. Is jazzed a good word to use, Renner? Jazzed? Pumped? Jacked? You should use the jazz hands when you say that. Jazz. See, that's better. They get a few against the Yankees in New York.
That's a big series. David Price pitching Saturday.
Speaking of David Price, yesterday on Tim and Sid, because one of the big things, right? One of the big questions is what do you do after you get a guy? You give up a bunch of prospects and blue chippers, I may add, for a rock solid front of the rotation guy like David Price. Well, the goal is to sign him. 2 weeks ago, when the rumors were starting to kind of percolate, or maybe it's percolate, either way, they were brewing. David Price may be a Toronto Blue Jay, and then it all happened. We'll talk to Arden Swelling about the behind the scenes as to how it happened later on this morning as well. It's a fascinating story. Everybody said, well, you can get him, you're just giving up guys as a rental 2 to 3 months, that's it. Hold your horses. Thanks to you, the Toronto Blue Jays fan, things are a little different. They smell a little funny. Here's David Price yesterday with Tim and Sid.
Money aside, what's the biggest factor in your free agency decision now? What are you looking for?
I want to win, and I don't want to win for just 1 or 2 years. I want to be able to be a part of something special. You know, be a part of something that wins for a long time. You know, that's to me that's what drives me. You know, every single day. You know, I don't work out and act the way that I act every single day because it's not money driven. You know, I want to win, and to me that's why I play this game. I stand firm with that. You know, winning cures everything, and once you can do that in a city that cares as much as this city cares, there's no telling what would happen.
And the genuine human being and professional that David Price is would lend itself, and everything I've heard about David Price, everything we've seen firsthand now about David Price would lend itself to think that he's not just whistling Dixie, so to speak. Then Tim gets a little more specific. Doesn't talk money, but he's like, hey, listen, if this happened, here's more with Tim and Sid.
Will you or give your agent, Mo McInnes, the ability to talk to Alex Anthopoulos about an extension before you hit free agency?
Yeah, I mean, I don't close doors. I mean, if they want to talk about that, you know, that's fine. You know, I probably won't hear about it unless my agent really feels that I need to hear about it. If not, I'll honestly tell you right now, if people are asking me in the next week or so if they've had talks, I won't know. And I want to be able to go out there and play baseball. You know, I don't want to have all the extra stuff, you know, kind of around me right now. You know, I've got enough stuff going on, you know, as it is right now, and that's my main focus and my main goal is to be ready for the Blue Jays every 5th day, give them, you know, an opportunity to win whenever I pitch, and that's what I care about most.
David, a great answer. I understand you have a lot going on. Is it $34 million a year? Is it 33? Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
That's crazy too when you think about the amount of money too. But yeah, that's David Beckham money. It's hard to you know, the money is one thing to wrap your head around because everybody here usually makes an average salary. Except George, he's overpaid. Definitely. Way too much. Yeah, knock me back below the poverty line again. Well, start putting in some effort. That's choices in life, yeah. But when you think about the fact that 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks, 14 days, a fortnight. He was looked at as not just a rental player, but a near impossibility to re-sign here in the city of Toronto. And then he comes here, and he said earlier in the interview, I was watching it yesterday, he goes, I've never been in an atmosphere where I get on the mound and the ground and the mound is shaking. And he's pitched in the playoffs. As I said yesterday, he's pitched in game 163. He's pitched in a tiebreaker. He's never, and he said it's been the best experience he's ever had. And then he went on to say, hey, listen, my brother texted me. He referenced the fact his brother texted him and said, hey, you're not just pitching for Toronto. You're not just pitching for the Blue Jays. Think about it. You got a whole country behind you. And he said he finally got it. He's like, yeah, this is it. And he talks about the guys and having this team and this lineup being as good as it, maybe even better than the lineup in Detroit, which is a compliment when your bats are led by Miggy. But there's a very distinct possibility that the quality pitcher, the quality human being, David Price, unthinkable a year ago, unthinkable 2 weeks ago, after being traded for some prospects, could be a Toronto Blue Jay for a long time, no matter the amount. And if Rogers can get it together and find the funds and figure it out, tell me this wouldn't invigorate a franchise for years to come. Having David Price signed for whatever for 8 years, 6 years, 10 years. Who cares?
There's a couple things at play here. First, it's been the philosophy of this. Jays seem to not do deals, longer than 5 years, so they'd have to change that. Because generally, when these stud free agents, hit the market around 29, 30, and they want big dollars and big terms, for the most part, they don't work out. You look at Ryan Howard, the Yankees hated the A-Rod contract for years. B.J. Upton got a bunch, Matt Kemp, Carl Crawford, Josh Hamilton. The list goes on of long-term deals that go sideways. Do we think? I think a pitcher might be different than a positional player, but it's one thing for David Price to say all those things. But does Rogers want to change the way they do business when it comes to long-term contracts? And it's one thing acquiring a guy, giving up your prospects, than actually signing him. Does he want to stay here, right?
That's what it comes down to. He's not like. I get what you're talking about, because Verlander is still owed $1 trillion in Detroit, and
they rarely work out.
I get that, but I think David Price is, as my dad would say, a part of a different order. I think he's a different cat. I think he's one of those guys who he's got his head right. He's got his ducks in a row. His priorities are there. He's from good people. In the interview, he also said, hey, listen, I take care of my body. I do everything I can for this sport, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And there's no reason to think at the clip that he's gone and pitching innings he's pitched, he can't be viable 8 years, $30 million. There's no reason to think that.
Yeah, he'd be eating 30 at the end of that deal. He's turning 30 at the end of the month. And there's a lot of people in this city, in the media, the fans, who are all about re-signing David.